Debt can feel like a life sentence, a heavy weight you carry every single day. Many of you write to me saying you feel trapped, like you'll never see the end of it. It's a common feeling, but I want to be very clear. Debt is not permanent. It's a mathematical problem with a human solution. The reason it feels so endless is by design. Financial systems, credit cards, loans, and overdrafts are built to keep you paying for as long as possible. They profit from your interest payments, so the longer you owe them money, the more money they make. It's a business model, plain and simple. Think about your credit card statement. You see a huge balance, then a tiny minimum payment right next to it. This isn't a helpful suggestion, it's a trap. Paying only the minimum is like trying to empty the ocean with a teaspoon. The interest charges each month often cancel out a large chunk of what you've just paid. It's designed to make you feel like you're treading water, barely keeping your head up. This feeling of slow, grinding progress is what makes people give up. They believe they can't win, so they stop trying. But you can win. You just need to change the rules of the game. The first step is to see debt for what it is, a temporary situation. It is not part of your identity. You are not a debtor. You are a person who currently has debt. This distinction is vital. The financial world wants you to believe this is just how life is for you now. They use complicated language, endless terms and conditions, and confusing statements to make it all feel overwhelming. This is intentional. When you're confused and overwhelmed, you're less likely to take bold action. They count on you staying passive and just making that minimum payment. Your journey out of debt begins when you decide to stop being passive. So, let's challenge that myth of permanence head on. Debt is just a series of numbers on a screen. It has no power over your future unless you grant it that power. The system is designed to make you feel slow and stuck, but you can create your own system, one designed for speed and momentum. You are in control, not the credit card company. Forget the feeling of being trapped. Instead, I want you to start feeling angry. Get angry at the interest charges. Get angry at the letters. Use that anger to fuel your motivation. This isn't just about money. It's about taking back control of your life. Many people try to get out of debt and fail. Why? They often start with a complicated plan that looks perfect on paper. They spend hours creating spreadsheets, calculating compound interest down to the last penny, and trying to find the mathematically optimal way to pay everything off. The problem is we are not robots. We are emotional human beings. A perfect plan that feels slow and punishing is a plan you will abandon. Most debt plans fail before they even get going because they don't give you what you need most at the start. A win. Visible progress is the single most important factor in staying motivated. You need to see that your efforts are making a real difference. And you need to see it quickly. It's like starting a diet. If you work hard for 2 weeks and the scales don't move at all, you're likely to give up and reach for the biscuits. It's the same with debt. If you throw all your spare cash at a massive £20,000 loan, the balance will barely seem to shift for months. This is incredibly demoralizing. It feels like you're sacrificing for nothing, which is the fastest way to kill your momentum. This is why I often recommend the debt snowball method. Instead of focusing on the debt with the highest interest rate first, you focus on the smallest debt. You list all your debts from smallest to largest, ignoring the interest rates for now. You make the minimum payments on all of them, but you throw every spare penny you have at the smallest one. Why? Because you will clear it fast. Getting that first debt-cleared letter is a powerful psychological victory. It proves you can do this. It gives you an incredible boost of confidence and energy. That first win creates a powerful snowball effect. Once the smallest debt is gone, you take the money you are paying towards it, both the minimum payment and the extra cash, and roll it onto the next smallest debt. Now you're attacking the second debt with a much bigger payment. It will fall faster than the first one did. Then you take that combined payment and attack the third debt. Your snowball of money gets bigger and bigger, and you start knocking down debts at an ever-increasing speed. This is about building momentum. The feeling of progress is more valuable than perfect maths in those early stages. Willpower is a limited resource. You can't rely on it to get you through a long and difficult journey like paying off debt. You might feel super motivated on a Monday, but by Friday, after a tough week, it's easy to slip up. That's why you need to build systems that make progress automatic. You need to force momentum so it happens without you even thinking about it. The best way to do this is to take the decision-making out of the equation. Automate your debt payments so the money is gone before you even have a chance to spend it on something else. The first practical step is to treat your debt payments like essential bills. You wouldn't forget to pay your rent or mortgage, would you? You need to give your debt payments the same level of importance. Set up standing orders or direct debits to go out on payday, not the day after, not a week later, but on the very day your salary hits your account. Pay your debts first before you pay for anything else that isn't essential for survival. This simple shift in timing makes a huge difference. You are prioritizing your freedom. Cutting expenses is a good start, but it's often not enough on its own. There's a limit to how much you can cut. You still need to eat, live, and travel to work. For many, cutting back alone feels like a life of constant deprivation, which is not sustainable. That's why pairing it with even a modest increase in income is so powerful. Can you do a few hours of overtime? Sell things you no longer need online? Take on a small freelance gig or a weekend job? The key is to dedicate 100% of this extra income directly to your debt. This money was never part of your budget, so you won't miss it. This combination of cutting costs and earning more creates a powerful pincer movement against your debt. You're squeezing it from both sides. For example, if you find £100 a month by cutting back and earn an extra £150 from a side hustle, that's an extra £250 a month. You can throw at your smallest debt. That's £3,000 a year. Imagine clearing a £3,000 credit card in just 1 year. That's a massive win that will supercharge your motivation to tackle the next debt. It's about creating a system where progress is inevitable, not just possible. Getting out of debt is about 20% maths and 80% psychology. Your mindset is the most powerful tool you have. Right now, you might see yourself as someone who is in debt. It might feel like a core part of who you are. To succeed, you need to change this narrative. You must start thinking, acting, and making decisions like a person who is on their way to becoming debt-free. This isn't about pretending, it's about shifting your identity. A debt-free person doesn't take on new consumer debt. A debt-free person prioritizes their financial freedom above a new gadget or a fancy meal out. Start by setting a clear, specific, and realistic deadline. A vague goal like "I want to be debt-free someday" is useless. It has no urgency. Instead, choose a date. For example, "I will be completely debt-free by January 9th, 2029. Write this date down. Put it on your fridge, on your bathroom mirror, as the background on your phone. This date becomes your filter for every financial decision you make. When you're tempted to buy something, ask yourself, will this purchase help me hit my debt-free date, or will it push it further away? This new identity guides your daily choices. When a friend suggests an expensive night out, the old you might have just put it on a credit card. The new you, the person becoming debt-free, suggests a cheaper alternative like a movie, night at home, or a walk in the park. You're not depriving yourself. You're making a conscious choice that aligns with your most important goal. Each time you make a choice that moves you closer to your debt-free date, you reinforce your new identity. It gets easier every time. You start to feel proud of your discipline, not deprived by your budget. Of course, there will be times when progress slows, life happens, an unexpected bill comes up, or your income takes a temporary hit. Do not panic. This is not a sign of failure, it's just a hurdle. When this happens, you have options. First, see if you can renegotiate terms with your creditors or switch to a 0% balance transfer card to give yourself some breathing room. Second, see if you can temporarily ramp up your efforts, a no-spend month or a big clear-out of items to sell. The key is to face the setback, adjust your plan, and keep moving forward. A debt-free person doesn't give up. As you get closer to your goal, you'll start to feel a change that goes far beyond your bank balance. The constant low-level stress that debt causes will begin to fade. You'll sleep better. You'll stop dreading the sound of the postman arriving with another bill. This journey isn't just about getting your finances in order. It's about reclaiming your peace of mind. Every debt you clear is a chain you break. You are not just paying off money. You are buying back your freedom, one payment at a time. The final payment is not an end. It's a beginning. Being debt-free gives you something far more valuable than money options. When you don't owe anyone anything, you are in the driver's seat of your own life. You can choose to leave a job you hate without panicking about how you'll pay your credit card bills. You can afford to take a lower-paying job that you find more fulfilling. You can save up an emergency fund that acts as a buffer against life's unexpected shocks. Debt limits your choices and keeps you stuck. Financial freedom opens up a world of possibilities that you couldn't even consider before. The confidence you gain from this process will spill over into every area of your life. You took on a huge challenge that felt impossible, you made a plan and you saw it through to the end. That is an incredible achievement. It proves that you are capable, disciplined, and resilient. This newfound self-belief will help you tackle other goals, whether they are related to your health, career, or relationships. You have proven to yourself that you can achieve difficult things. That knowledge is priceless and will stay with you forever. So as you stand here today on January 9th, 2026, I want you to imagine your life on your debt-free date. Imagine the lightness you will feel. Imagine the control you will have. This is what you are fighting for. It's not just about reaching a zero balance. It's about building a life where you are free to make choices based on your hopes and dreams, not on your obligations to a bank. The path might be tough, but the destination is worth every single step. Start today. Your future self will thank you for it.